Right, well, that's a wrap at the ILCA 6 Nationals. So we've got a few interviews today, and somebody who's probably no stranger to most of the fleet is young Arthur Farley. Now, first of all, I say young. Most people in the fleet seem young compared to me, but how old are you?
16.
So just 16, but actually he's won the under 19 category of the Nationals. He's been doing a lot of training out in Portugal, and it's obviously paid off. So normally I say, tell me about your week, but it was only 3 days. So tell me about your regatta.
Okay, the first day, the first race, I tried to figure out what was happening. With it being a southerly, it was quite hard.
It's an unusual wind direction this time of year. We're used to westerlies, and we didn't really have that very much.
Yeah, I haven't sailed here much in a southerly, so it was quite hard. The first race, I got hit quite hard with the sixth. But then in the last two, I managed to get it together and get two wins, so that was quite nice to the
Yeah,
series.
beating the full time BST girls. So that's obviously pushing yourself forward. And it was pretty windy on that first day as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, the last race, especially on the last downwind, I was starting to think that I could potentially not jibe at the bottom mark without capsizing. So yeah, it was quite hard. But then the second day was 10 to 14 knots from the west.
It may have seemed like that to you. For me, I thought it was more like 15 to 18, 15 to 18 from 260. You just made it look easy.
Yeah, no, I was off the grab rail and the tow strap, switching between the two. It was quite hard against Hannah when she was on the tow strap and I was on the grab rail. Her bow was like driving, but I was struggling to keep the bow steady. But I managed to get away without too many bad marks. So, and then today,
Gold
um,
Gold Fleet Racing. You were pushing hard. Tell us what happened. It must have been nerve wracking for you on shore.
yeah, the first race I started okay between Daisy and Ali. Um, ended up
That sounds like a tough spot to be in.
Yeah, I ended up the wrong side of some of the shifts. Got a ninth, which was quite bad, but I mean, it got worse. The last race, I pushed the line on the black flag start, and we got a black flag on the last one, so I had to sit out.
I've seen some of the photographs. It looks an absolutely cracking start, but obviously that proverbial 1 second early.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think the nerves got to me a little bit. All the pressure, I just wanted to push that start to make sure I was out in front to that left shift. At the
you
top.
had already done enough, but I guess you didn't know that at the time, not knowing
Yeah.
what everyone else was going to do in that last race.
Yeah, I mean, I was more focused on Ben, so I could have still. Ben ended up 2 points ahead of me, so it would have required me to get a eighth, but I guess that didn't happen. So I sat on shore and waited to see what happened and waited for their mistakes if they came. So yeah, it was good. It was a good event.
Okay, well, good work. And what's next for you? We haven't had that many regattas this year. What's in your program?
So I've got Kiel in a week. And then the qualifier was cancelled, so lots of training up to the Europeans. And Palamos at the end of the year, I think.
So where are the Europeans? Can you just tell us very briefly? That's your last international of the year, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Palamos is
Palamos.
Palamos is just in
Yeah,
this year, isn't
just
it?
in this year, yeah. So they're in Hyères, in the south of France.
One of my favourite venues, if nothing else, just for the food.
Yeah, that's if the event happens with COVID and other things going on. So hopefully it does still go ahead.
Maybe 2 weeks quarantine. You had that coming back from Portugal,
Yeah.
so Mum's probably pleased to have you at home a bit more than usual.
Yeah, well, I don't know if I see it the same way, but yeah, it should be good, and hopefully it goes well. It's my last radial event, I think, because weight's becoming a problem.
Well, not a problem when it's in the 20 knot range.
No, no, in the 20 knot range. In the last two races on the first day, I found that quite helpful. But yeah, it was good. Good event.
Okay, thanks very much, Arthur. Obviously, a name to look for the future, and we will see you in the ILCA 7 in 2021. Cheers.